Welcome to the session. Very good morning to all. Thanks for joining. Let us start our session. In our today's session, we are going to learn what is business intelligence, what is data warehouse, what is IACS, and why do we need this IACS, why the companies moved from on-premises server to cloud server. So this concept you will see, and then we will move on to the next part tomorrow. So if you take any organization, right, any organization, we do have the management people, right? So for an example, the companies, they have the front end tool, right? The front end tool. If the company is having any businesses, they will have the front end tool. They will do business through online, and then they will do business on offline. Whatever the transaction they are doing it, they will capture it in the front end tool, like the Java developer or .NET developer, full stack developer. So they will develop all the code, and it is for end user, so the customer. So if you are the Java developer or any other developer, so definitely it will be an end user. So they'll be using it, the front end tool, and data will be captured. Okay, so day by day, the data will be captured here, and it will be stored in one particular database, even if it is online, offline, okay, gateway transactions, all the banking, okay, transaction, all the transaction will be captured. So here, so if you are the Java developer or .NET developer or any other developer, you'll be working on this front end development. So I'm going to a particular site and I'm registering myself and I'm ordering some product. So first of all, I need to create a customer portal, right? In that customer portal, user account creation. So all this we'll be doing it. So whatever we are doing it, this is for the business, right? So in order to run the business, I need to have a database. So this database will capture all the data. So all the transaction, it will be captured. So this particular database, we will call it as it's a OLTP system, transactional database. Okay, this is online transaction processing. So online transaction processing. So that's what you have, the OLTP system. It will capture all the details. In order to run the business, each and every company should have a OLTP. Okay, so think about the business people, the manager, senior manager, directors, VPs, and CEOs. From CEO, we'll have the hierarchy, right? So what the CEO will do on day to day, so they will have the meetings. So all the meetings, they will discuss on the business. So how the business is going on. So what is the sales for today? What is the profit for today? So all this they will discuss, and they need to take a decision. So if you take some banking system, think about the business. Like, so how much we have given loan today, how much we got the deposit, and all the analysis they will do, right? So we do have in all over India, we do have these many branches, these many regional zones, so these many states. So regional wise, state wise, so what is the profit, everything they will discuss it. So what is the target, the marketing trend, everything they will analyze it. So they will have so many VPs, so many business areas, business development teams. They'll be working on to increase the business, right? So day by day. So if they are starting their day, they will look at some reporting. They'll go for some reporting. Say for an example, if it is Tableau reporting. So we have the Tableau reporting, right? So if you go to the Tableau dashboard, so they will look at like this, right? Tableau or Power BI or any reporting. So if you look at this, so this is what the company, they will look at the data in this way. Then they will take a decision. Okay, this is for regional wise sales, some bar chart or pie chart. So different dashboard will be created. From this dashboard, they will analyze the business, like a numbers, like a chart. So all this they will discuss. The business people like manager, senior manager, directors, VPs, and everybody. Okay, they will analyze the data only, statistics only. Then they will take a decision, right? So if we have the Tableau, so we have the Power BI, right? So we have the Power BI. Power BI dashboard. Yes, we have the same way. We have the Power BI from Microsoft. And Tableau is from Salesforce. And we do have a lot of business intelligence tool, right? So if from Amazon, we have the QuickSight, right? So QuickSight we have, so dashboard. So this way, like a lot of different tools are there. QuickSight, and from Google Looker, we have from GCP. If you have all the GCP system cloud, then they will have the Google Looker here. So Looker, so different tools will be using it, and then they will be discussing. Say for an example, this is the one, statistics. They will analyze that as statistics. Okay, so what is the sales for this particular week, this particular month? So all this is like a aggregated data. This is not one single day data. Single day, how many transactions will happen for business, right? So if it is banking, a lot of transactions will happen per day, per hour. So peak business hours. If they have multinational companies, if they have business in multiple countries, then they need to have a lot of currencies, right? And a lot of languages, the government rules and regulations, the culture of the people. So everybody, they need to customize the product, and then they need to sell it, right? So they will have different products and different decision, different business rules. So all this we need to apply, and we have to load data into some particular database. We cannot analyze any business in this system. So if you are going to analyze that data, so here this system will get impacted. Impacted means you will feel the slowness. So that's why in real-time project, they will say like, okay, so don't do any analysis or don't run any queries on the production database on the business hours, right? So they will say in real-time project also, they will give us instruction. So don't run any some queries, okay, aggregated queries in the production environment in the during the business hours. If you take IRCTC, they will say like, okay, don't. So they will not even allow to take any booking PNR status on that hours. That means they're expecting a lot of transaction happening on that particular days and particular time. So even if you take US based companies, they will have some moratorium, right? Moratorium on Thanksgiving Day, on Christmas days. They will not allow to take any business deployment. Okay, any deployment on the servers also. Even the OLTP also, they will not allow any deployment on the servers. Why? Because they are expecting more transaction on these days. They will announce some no deployment day, something like moratorium. They will announce it. So this is why, because they are doing it. So they are expecting more transactions on the day. We should not disturb this particular system. That's why we'll go for one more database called OLAP system. See, OLAP is nothing but online analytical processing. See, analytical processing. See, analytical processing means whatever the business analytics we are going to do, so do it on this particular database, not in this particular database. So we have to transfer the data from this database to this database. So left side also we have the database, right side also database only. But the thing is, here it is a OLTP system, here it is a OLAP system. It has huge volume of data. From my day one to till now, whatever the data we have, all the data we will store it in OLAP. So even in OLAP, we will never ever overwrite or delete the data. We'll go for historical data will be stored for the future reference. So we have to transfer the data from here to here. We have to load the data from here to here. So this is what the ETL process we will do. ETL means extraction, transformation, and loading. So we do have ETL process in all the pipeline. This is called a pipeline, ETL pipeline. So how we are taking the water pipeline, right? Water is flowing from one end to another end. So that's what we have, the water pipeline. So we will transfer the data from OLTP to OLAP system. So here. Then from this particular OLAP, they will take that reports. So previously we do have on-premises server. So what is that on-premises, right? So on-premises server is nothing but if the company, say for an example, you have a company, you have an organization, you want to have a data warehousing for your company, then what will you do? So you will approach some companies like Oracle, Teradata, Amazon, some approach some companies, right? Then they will, so they will give us the quote. Okay, it's for this particular data volume. So these many users and these many transaction per day, you can go for this particular system. So based on the volume, based on the business, based on the budget and everything, they will decide, okay, this particular database I can go with, and this particular data model I can go with, and these many server capability I can go with. So based on that, they will go for the OLTP system, OLAP system, and then they will go for the reporting from here. So then they will have, okay, so if you have company on-premises server means, so in your company itself, you are going to deploy the server, like database server. So here database server, so Unix server, and then you are having a data warehouse and reporting server also. So everything maintained by us, okay, the organization. So data, they will securely, they will maintain everything maintained by the company who is having that organization. They will have data center, they will manage it. So they will get the license, and then within the license, they will manage it, and then data, they will have it, any servers, or Oracle or SQL server, DB2, Teradata, or any servers, they will maintain. Okay, so that's what they will go for the servers and everything. And nowadays, the company is moving, okay, towards on the cloud. Why? Because they want to store the data on the cloud. They do not want to maintain the servers here. So whatever the amount they are, the cloud system, they are not going to maintain the server, right? They are not going to maintain the server. The cloud providers, like we have the Amazon, they will be, they are providing the AWS, right? So different servers are there, different services. So we have the Redshift, we have the S3, so Athena, a lot of services are there. So based on the usages, they will pay the amount. AWS. Then we have the Google. So we have the GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Then we have, so we have Microsoft Azure. So we have Azure. So for an example, Azure Cloud Data Factory we have, right? So then we have the Snowflake, like we have the cloud systems. So you can have any cloud system here. We have to pay to the money to them. So whatever the amount of data we are using, whatever the amount of services we are using, so for that we have to pay, and they will maintain the servers. They will maintain the servers, the availability and everything, they will handle it. Only thing is data will be stored on their servers and they will handle it. Okay. They will have the control and whatever the data security, and then everything will be taken care by this the cloud providers. So when compared to maintaining the servers and the on-premises server and for the availability and everything, the company is deciding that, okay, so we can go for the cloud servers. That's what we can have so the faster rate, we can transfer the data and we can have more number of users, and concurrently we can use many users, and we can go for larger audiences. That's what the company is moving towards on the cloud system. So either they can have the on-premises server or the cloud servers. Okay, in cloud servers, so all the ETL process will be running on the cloud only. If they have all the data lake and everything on the cloud, they cannot have Informatica Power Center. So why? Because Informatica Power Center, now we have S3 plugin and a Snowflake Power Exchange connectors, and all this we are having it. And even we do have BDM. So BDM is nothing but big data management. So in the big data management, we can have the big data connectivity. So all the big data connectors and everything, but still the servers we are the organization are maintaining. But in IACS, so who will maintain the ETL server? Informatica Corporation. Okay, so these providers are like a data warehouse or data lake providers. But Informatica IACS, right? They are providing the cloud data integrator, CDI. Okay, CDI, cloud data integrator or cloud data integrator, right? CDI or CAI, Cloud Application Integration. So while taking the IACS, I will explain what is CAI and CDI more detail. So CAI is nothing but in order to connect with the different applications, right? So through online, then we'll go for the CAI connectivity. So now they are improving a lot. They have started this one some around 5 years before, but now only it's booming up. Okay, so Informatica IACS is booming up. So those who are having knowledge on Informatica Power Center, so start learning this IACS. So definitely it will be helpful. So even if you are starting your Informatica Power Center, so after some time, so at least have some idea on IACS, start learning it. So whenever you are going for any interview, so they are looking for, nowadays most of them are looking for the IACS also. Okay, so they will ask, do you know IACS? Then only I can process your resume. That's what they will say. If you know Informatica Power Center very clearly, then IACS is very easy. The only thing is how to use the tool and how to create a logic, business logic in this tool, that we have to learn. Okay, so that's what the business intelligence. So business intelligence is nothing but good decisions by effectively managing the data. So if you take manufacturing company, so they do have plant in different locations, right? So if you take any car manufacturing or bike manufacturing or life sciences, okay, if you take life sciences project, healthcare project, so they will collect more clinical data from different regional areas, and then they will do have analysis on the data. And before launching the product, they need to fix the price for the product. So cost associated to the product, okay, from the clinical research to the end product, okay, it's coming up. So how much we have spent overall, all the amount. So how much the production I'm going to do it, and what is the supply and demand. Based on that, they will fix the price. Okay, so if they're going for mass production, then they will obviously reduce the cost, right? Based on supply and demand, based on competition, they will decide the prices, right? The product cost. So it depends, various analysis on the data. So various analysis on the data here, they will analyze it, they will take a decision accordingly. So if you take any CEOs or any VPs, so their own the business areas, so at the end of the day, while starting their task, the day, they will always look at the business. Okay, up to, say for an example, today the business started, so up to 7 a.m. So how much volume we got it? Okay, how many transactions happened? What is the amount? So everything they will check in the online nowadays, mobile itself. So a lot of mobile application they have come up with, all the Tableau, Power BI, all the uh, business intelligence tool, right? They have come up with mobile app. So they will can watch all the business. So in mobile also, they will go for all the security and everything. They will watch it. They will give accesses and everything for the mobile service also. So mobile application also. That's what they need to have, the business intelligence tool. Okay. So if you take any manufacturing company, they do have manufacturing, supply and demand, the cost. So all this, right? They will analyze it. They will analyze it, then they will take a decision accordingly. Say for an example, if you take any one hospital, okay, so this is one real-time scenario. This is called data mining or data forecasting, right? So data forecasting is nothing but, like, you have last 10 years of business, you are having huge volume of data. Based on your previous data, you can analyze it, and then you can come up with, okay, how the business will be there in this next year. So they will predict it. Okay, they will forecast it. So last 4 years, minimum 4 years of data. If you have more data point, the accuracy will be very high. So you can do the data analysis, data science, see artificial intelligence, data science. We have forecasting, right? Forecasting and the artificial intelligence. They will analyze all the data. They will take a decision. Okay, they will predict the data, and then they will give you the forecasting. Okay, in this particular date, so this is what the sales. So in Tableau, we have forecasting. In Power BI, we have forecasting. If you give 4 years of data or 5 years of data, 10 years of data, so it will give you next year data. So this is what your business. So if you are going to do this business like this, next year you will reach this particular target by this year, this date. So they are giving it. Okay. So if you are growing this much, the rate, then this is what you will achieve, this much sales or this much product, this much customer on this particular day. They will forecast it. How they are forecasting? So all this based on previous data. So they will analyze your previous data. They have a certain algorithm. So it will generate some report. So it is not accurate, but it is 90%. It's accurate only. So nowadays business is going for the forecasting also. In Power BI, in Tableau, we have the forecasting here. So we can take the data forecasting. All this they will predict. So if you take, okay, so even 10 years before, okay, we have seen in one of the company, they have submitted for the one particular meeting. Okay, one particular meeting they have submitted. Okay, so the data forecast. So I have these many hospital facility. Okay, these many locations, these many countries, these many patients I have as of now. So what could be so how many patients I can expect tomorrow? And based on the diseases, okay, disease wise, they are splitting it, inpatient, outpatient, all this. They are giving all the forecasting. So on this particular date, this particular hospital, these many patients I can expect. Okay, out of this many patients for this one. And then they are booking the doctors before getting confirmation from the patients. Okay, so why? Because they are expecting these many patients for this particular date. They are booking it. So the innovation summit, they have projected all this. They were telling that, okay, we were getting only 83% of accuracy. We want to go for beyond 85% accuracy. So they need to build a business logic or the algorithm to create accurate data. So they will keep on doing it, right? So that's what they will collect more data. So if you take all this, the Alexa or anything, right? The Alexa or Siri or anything. So they are collecting Google. So everything they are collecting all the data. They are learning from us. They are training the machine, and then they are giving all the question and answer and everything, right? So this is all because of the data. So how they are storing all the data? They will store all the data in the OLAP system only. So this is they will have it on the data lake side for the business, the forecasting and the recommendation, all the process, all the artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithm, it will be applied here, and business intelligence algorithm, merchant reporting, all this they will take care on the OLAP system. So data warehouse is nothing but they will do all the data in a table. They go for business analytics report. Okay, so that's what the data warehouse will look like. Okay, so I hope you are getting like a basic idea about why do we need this data warehouse and all this. So if you take the left hand side, so you can see this left hand side, and is database is the server. Yes, database is a server only. So database server means you have like the database servers is nothing but Oracle server, SQL server, all the different servers we have. Okay, yeah. So if you have any questions, yes, you can ask your questions. Like if you take left hand side, you have all the OLTP system. So OLTP is with not only one particular server. You have Oracle server. Yes, we have Oracle server. We have SQL server, Microsoft SQL server, SAP, DB2, flat files. Say for an example, as I said, the clinical data, right? Healthcare industry, we are the clinical data. So all the clinical data, we are getting it from different vendors. So vendors, different places, how they will place the data. So all the data will be placed in some remote servers. So remote server, SFTP or FTP servers. So from the remote server, we have to take and we have to consume the data, and then we have to load it into the data warehouse for the reporting purpose. Okay, that's what we will consume. This is what data warehouse, we will call it as heterogeneous source system. So what is the source system? Heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means Heterogeneous sources means data from various source system like Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, flat files, all this. So one more question, in IACS target will be cloud data warehouse. Yes, definitely the cloud data warehouse on-premises data warehouse. So you can have both. So both also. So what is the difference between data warehouse and data lake? Yes, I will explain that. Yeah, I will explain that. Okay, so if you take heterogeneous sources, this is what in IACS we have the replication. So we can replicate the data from any sources to the data lake directly. Okay, you can replicate, so you can synchronize. So all this you can do, like you can go for backup synchronization. All this you can do in IACS. We can do very easily. So that's what we'll go for IACS. Okay, this is what heterogeneous sources. This is nothing but OLTP system. OLTP means online transactional processing. So OLTP. In order to run the business, I need to have online transactional processing. So transactional database, transaction processing. That means OLTP system. To run business, I need to have OLTP system. Okay. To run the business. So in order to analyze the business, I need to have OLAP system. Okay. So I need to have OLAP system. So if you see here, this is what my OLAP system. OLAP means we have online analytical processing analysis I want to do. So here we have the OLAP system. So here we have OLAP system. Okay, all the data I will send it to you. All the documents I will send. Online analytical processing. Okay, so analytical processing. That's what we'll go for OLAP system. In order to analyze the business, left hand side we have the to run the business, right? To analyze the business. Okay, so I will go for I'll go for OLAP. Sometimes what will happen, right? This OLTP also, they will have the cloud system, no issues. We can have the cloud system. The companies who are having huge volume of data, they will have it. So what they will do? So day by day, they will send the data from source system to target system. It's a day by day or intraday jobs. So different jobs will be running batch. So sometimes you are canceling a product, right? Or you are transferring the money or something, you are doing it. They will say like, it will be transferred like after 48 hours, right? So it will be reversed. The account will get reversed, or you will get the reverse or settlement after 3 days, like 2 days within 48 hours, right? So why they are not immediately doing it? They will do all the reconciliation. So the backend, they will do the reconciliation. They will check all the balances and everything. The intra-day or intra-bank communication will be happening. So the transaction will take a lot of bank, right? So you'll be using one bank. So we are one bank. So you have the card ABC, one bank card, and the gateway, you are using some different gateway, UPI or any other gateway you are using it. So we have a lot of gateway, right? So PayPal, we have gateway, different gateways we are using it. And the merchant, they might be using different bank. So a lot of banks will be involved. After getting the product, you are canceling a product, then I have to do the reversal, right? Reversal, cancellation, dispute. So a lot of transaction will happen. All the data will be captured, and it will take a lot of ETL process. We will do so many tables entry, then we will reverse the amount. It will take some ETL process. That's what, whenever they are saying like 48 hours or 1 day or something, they are doing it the backend ETL process only. So all us because of ETL process only. So that's what it will take some time. So it will be on the scheduled timing. So we have to extract the data from source. So they will do extract. Okay. So they will do extract and transform. Okay. So extract transform and load the data. So this is for even for the cloud also same terminology only. Extract, transform and load. This is called ETL process. ETL process. Sometimes we'll call it as ELT process. So ELT process means extract the data like a replication server. So you do replication, extract the data, load it into the data lake or data warehouse here, and then the raw data will be loaded here. After that, we will process it. So that is called ELT process. Extract, okay. So extract, load, and then process it. Okay, extract, load, and then transform it. So that's called ELT process. So most of the ELT process on the data lake side, the cloud side, right? So if you take YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, so they will have huge volume of data, right? So each and every second all over the world, they are generating huge volume of data. So they will not go for batch data. So these two are batch data. Batch data processing means, so they will have some frequency. Okay, 1 hour once. They will extract the data from OLTP and then transform the data and load it into the data lake or data warehouse. This is called batch processing. So batch processing means batch by batch, like intraday, 1 hour once, half an hour once, 4 hours once, 6 hours once, and daily once, monthly once, quarterly, backup jobs. So a lot of different jobs will be running. This is called batch processing. So bulk data will be captured from source, and then we are doing it some transformation logic, and then we are loading it. So ETL process and then loading. So different stages will be there, not directly we are going to load. So different stages will be there. This is what batch processing, but we do have live processing. So batch processing mostly on the data warehousing side. Data warehouse. So what is data warehouse? What is mean by warehouse? Warehouse is nothing but it's the place where we will store the all your warehouse means it's the storage place. The same way data warehouse means it's like data we are storing for our historical purpose. We have to analyze. So where we are on the like last 5 years before, and where are we now? So all this analysis we have to do, right? So that's on the data warehousing side. Like historical data, we will do it. So historical data, we'll store it here. So this is called a data warehouse, but mostly the data warehouse is mostly on the RDBMS side. So what is RDBMS? Like previously we do have RDBMS, like Oracle server, right? So RDBMS, still some of the companies are still using the RDBMS on the data warehousing side. They will have Oracle, okay, Oracle, and they do have MS SQL server, right? So see, even the source side, they will use this kind of RDBMS, and even in the cloud system also, in Amazon also, we have the RDS, right? Relational data source, RDS. We have Oracle SQL server instances you can create on the cloud also. So we can do it. So here Oracle MS SQL server. So like Netisa we have, right? So Netisa and Teradata. So these are all some of the data warehousing side on the, this will be on the data like RDBMS side. It will have only batch processing, okay, batch processing data. It will handle only the on-premises server. This is called on-premises server. So on-premises means the company, they will maintain the server. They will maintain the Oracle server, SQL server, Netisa, Teradata, all this. On-premises server. Okay. So, but we do have data lake. So data lake means like more volume. Okay. So more volume. Enterprise data warehouse also, it's like enterprise wide. It's a commercial one, licensed one. They will go for the enterprise data warehouse, and this is what data lake. Data lake means we are the, this is also will have the historical data only, but the thing is on the cloud, mostly on the cloud only. Lake house, right? Lake house, we'll call it as lake house, more than the volume of data warehouse. So this will handle only structured data. This RDBMS, they will handle the data only on the structured data, like tables, only tables. All the data will be stored in tables only, like the transaction table, like a dimension fact table, right? They will store it in the structured data only. But if you go to the data lake side, so we can use any RDBMS also, that is structured data, semi-structured data. Yes, you can use semi-structured and unstructured data also. All your unstructured data, so you can use it. So all your unstructured data. So like all the cloud systems. So what is on the cloud? So we have, so cloud systems, like we have, as I told, whatever the services you want on the AWS, you can go for services, different services. You have the AWS, different services on AWS, and GCP, we have BigQuery, lot of services are there, right? So we can use it. And we have the Azure, yes, we can use, and Snowflake. Snowflake is like a framework on top of any of this data lake. They will build this framework to have this, okay, the Snowflake also. So you can create any RDS instance also here on the data lake side. You can create, you can go for data warehouse. Redshift is like a data warehouse only, right? In AWS. The same way you can have RDS, different services, RDS services you can create. So all this you can go for this one. So you can have the streaming the data. So you can stream the data. So normally they will go for streaming the data. So this is batch data, right? Batch processing. They will stream the data from here to here. Streaming means, so continuously they will be collecting the data. So from here to here, from source system to the target system, continuously they will be collecting, like how the water is flowing, right? They will stream the data like packets by packets. The data will be streaming from different servers continuously. The WhatsApp, Facebook, and everybody, they are sending it, right? They will do lot of business analysis, intelligence mechanism, artificial intelligence, everything they will be doing it. The data scientist, they will do different process. The ETL developers, we will do different process. Okay, we are not going to do all this on the same thing. Data engineer or data scientist, everything, like, so different, the different way of processing the data. This is called streaming the data, streaming process. So we will stream the data, like continuously we are generating the data from here. We have a lot of streaming process, right? We will process the data, we will load it here. Some recommendation system, all this we have. So that will be generated, data will be generated, then feeding back to the OLTP system again for better user experiences and a recommendation. A lot of machine learning algorithm, artificial algorithm are running here. So if you take IACS, if you take Informatica Power Center, they are connecting more on the RDBMS system. Okay, RDBMS system. So Informatica Power Center is one of the ETL tool. So one of the ETL tool, we do have different ETL tools in the market, I will tell you. So Informatica Power Center. So Power Center is the tool. Okay, Informatica is the company name. They do have different tools like Informatica Power Center, MDM, Address Doctor. Like we have data quality, EDC, Enterprise Data Catalog. So different tools are there. So Informatica Power Center is one of the ETL tool. And we do have IACS. So IACS is nothing but Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. So this ETL server, instead of on-premises server, the Informatica Corporation itself, they will maintain the server. And so the only thing is we have to go for secured agent. We have to install it even in our machine, and then real-time server also, they will go for the secured agent. They will install it in that on-premises server. They will connect their own RDBMS to the cloud databases through secured server. So I will explain this IACS architecture later. But this is what we will go for, the streaming the data and everything. Okay, IACS will not stream the data. Like we'll take the data like from the source system. You can connect with RDBMS, yes, different flat files, like different flat files you can connect, different FTP, SFTP, all the servers you can connect, Dropbox or anything you can connect. And then cloud system also you can connect. So all the cloud connectors around, we have 50 cloud connectors. So each and every day they are connecting it, increasing it, and they are enhancing their servers on IaaS side. So that's why most of the companies moving towards on the IaaS. Okay. So in future, so we can find a lot of IaaS instead of Informatica Power Center. Okay, they are going for. So nowadays itself, the companies will have both Informatica Power Center as well as IaaS on their project. They are migrating from Informatica Power Center workflow to IaaS workflow. So you can have some concept in IaaS wherein we can convert that XML file, Informatica Power Center XML file to Informatica IaaS XML file. So you can convert that into a task flow and then you can run it in IaaS. Directly we have that facility. So that's where the companies are moving towards on the Informatica intelligent cloud services. So this concept we will take it later, but this is what we will do it on the data warehousing side. Okay, so we are loading it. After that, here we will have the data mart. So what is data mart here? So data mart is nothing but based on my business area, based on my subject of the business, I'll have different data mart. It's a logical division of our data warehouse only, or the data lake only. So logical division, we do have we have the 1 TB of hard disk. We are splitting that hard disk into multiple drives, right? The same way here also we are splitting into multiple logical division. This is called data mart. Okay, so in our real-time project, we have the like a different data mart, customer data mart, merchant data mart, all our merchant related reporting. So we will take it in this merchant data mart only. So from the data mart, we can have the merchant reporting and business intelligence reporting, right? Business intelligence reporting is for business people, merchant reporting for the merchant, the end users. Okay, if you take banking, so banking CEO or the VP and everybody, they will use the business intelligence report. Within their company, they will analyze it. But they do have a lot of the merchant, right? So they will get the merchant every day, they will send the merchant reporting. Okay, so by using our bank, your customer purchased this money product and I have taken, this is the gateway processing amount. So some for 1 rupee, they will have some amount, right? So for 100 rupees, they'll have some amount for their to use their banking, right? So they will take that amount, they will place it. So that reporting they will send at end of the day to the merchant. So merchant reporting, customer reporting, and even though we have the customers for the banking, at the end of the month, they will send the PDF file, right? This is what you have done the transactions, all this. So they will have intra-bank communication and inter-bank communication, settlement, all this will be running. So this will a report, they will take it on the data mart. From here only, business intelligence report, they will take. So downstream application, we will call it as downstream. So downstream means, so they will consume the data from us. So that's what the ETL, we will do it. Okay. So this is what the ETL process. So I hope everyone is clear. So I will take now your questions. So difference between data warehouse and data lake. So data warehouse, mostly we will use structured data, and data lake on the cloud system, we'll go for structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. So that's what we'll go for the data lake. So even we are going to see more on data lake and data warehouse tomorrow and going forward. So I will explain that. Okay, this is just to the introduction. Okay, and IaaS target will be a cloud data warehouse. Yes, definitely. So OLTP and OLAP both are like servers only. So both are like server only. Like we have, this is online server. Like we will not disturb the server. We will have some replication server here. Then from the replication server only, we will collect the data from here and to do all the analysis here. Analysis, business reporting. I will tell you some reporting names, some metrics, so that you can get clear idea. So that reporting will take it on the data warehousing side. The role of ETL tester is nothing but So whatever the developer we will do, right? Whatever the developer we are doing, development, okay, OLAP to OLTP to OLTAP, we are transferring it. So they need to test it with all the requirement, whether they are doing it correctly or not. They need to test it. That's what ETL tester responsibilities. So in an organization, do they have both ELT and yeah, if they are going for, they're having like all the both, like a data warehouse and data lake. So still they will not migrate from all the system from Informatica Power Center to IACS directly, right? So whatever the new project is coming up, if they are going to IACS, new project, they will do it on IACS. The old project, still it is running on Informatica Power Center. They will have some migration plan. So all the component, okay. So because of this, before this particular year, they will have some cutoff date. So they will decommission this old servers. They will have go to the new servers. So step by step, they will have the plan. Okay, they will have the all this, right? So that's what they will go for the decommission all this. So what is the difference between MS SQL database and Oracle? So MS SQL is nothing but Microsoft. So Microsoft, they have the servers. That's what while taking SQL session, I will explain this. MS SQL server is nothing but it's a database, okay, to store the data. Oracle is like another database. Like we do have HP laptop, Dell laptop, different laptop we have, right? All the laptop will do the purpose, same purpose, but since based on the budget, based on the people, and then their own wish, they will go for different laptop, right? The brand. Same way, companies also based on their project, based on their budget, data volume and everything, they'll go for different databases. That's what. Okay. So what is ELT, ETL? Yeah, ELT means ETL batch wise. ELT also we will do replication server. Like we can do the replication from source to target, one-to-one load. We will do it. Raw data will be captured. Most of the data lake like a ELT process only. We will consume the data directly. We will load it into data lake. After that, we will process it. Why they are doing it ELT process, right? So if you are taking from Oracle, then do the process and then loading, then again, the data availability from year to year, that will be very difficult. If anything goes failure, again and again, you have to connect with this heterogeneous source system, right? So instead, you connect it, don't do anything, just to load it into the staging layer or any layers here, raw data. After that, on the raw data, you do all the process here only. So it will not impact, right? This is a huge, the database, right? Analytical database. So for the business, they will have this one. They will not go and touch this system anymore. That's what they will go for the OLTP and OLAP system. Okay. Is IACS ETL tool ELT? So the both, okay, the tool wise, IACS will do ETL as well as ELT. Replication it will do the synchronization, everything. The company, how they are using it, whether they are using it ETL process or ELT process. That's the ETL, the process wise it will differ, not the tool wise. Okay. It will do all the both. So as table, we are having the structured data. Yes. Semi-structured data means, say for an example, you have the email ID, email. If you're sending an email, your CC, your to address, your BCC, your subject is everything like a structured one. But your subject, the body of the content, right? And attachment, that is unstructured data. So that's what you will go for semi-structured data. Unstructured means completely like the logs. Say for an example, so if you're going to some site, they will say like they will take a cookies. Okay, they will ask your permission to read the cookies from your system. So that means whatever the analysis, whatever if I'm going to hover my mouse here, so they will collect the data. So how much time I'm there in this particular site, and what are all the product I'm seeing. This is what impression, all this they will take, right? The site impression, everything they will collect, and then they will stream the data. So that's what they will collect, all the cookies and everything they will do it. So that cookies, logs, and audio file, video file, everything like unstructured data. Okay. So mostly in our ETL business process, we will go for structured data only. So why ELT is used? We have ETL. So that's what I have explained, right? So ELT is for extract the raw data here to here, replicate the data from here to here, then do it all the transformation logic here, recommendation system here. So don't do any transformation logic on this OLTP side. So this system will not available for all the date and times, right? So go and keep on go and hit this servers. So do one time raw data, do the replication server here, stream the data here, do all the analysis on this data lake side. That's what we'll go for the ELT process. So I hope you are clear on this today's session. Okay, so rest we will take it like a tomorrow. Okay, still we have lot of concepts are there. So definitely I will take all the concept by tomorrow also. I will send this document, this notes and everything to your mail ID, and we will continue. Okay, we will continue rest of the topics tomorrow. Okay, so even if you have any questions, you can ask me now and related to this one. If you have any questions related to training or anything, we can take it tomorrow. So even we have 2 minutes more.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Hi, Chandra.
Yeah, yes. Please go ahead.
So, Chandra sir, so what is the difference between IACS and AWS, GCPS, Azure?
IACS for like we are going to do the ETL process. Okay. Like IACS, Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services, whatever the cloud data integration, right? If I want to integrate data from in real-time project, they will not have only AWS in their system. They do have a lot of system, right? Your payroll will be running on SAP, right? Salesforce. So we do have different source system. All the source system they will have on the source side, they will collect it. Different vendors they will be having it. So vendors they will not connect to this their system. They will have different databases, different servers. They will be collecting all the data. They will collect and then they will do it in the data lake side. To store the data, they will use the AWS, but do the transformation logic. For that they will use this one. Okay, IACS.
Okay, so like whatever AWS and GCPS, they are also having any cloud ETL tool similar to
cloud, the Spark and everything they will have, right? Spark, the code they need to write it. Spark, Java, and all the ETL code they need to write it. But here writing the ETL code is very easy. But they will use Spark code, all this. But it's very difficult.
Okay. What about ADF? ADF is the tool from Azure. So that is also similar to IACS or that?
No. That's what on the cloud, Azure Data Factory, right? You're asking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what on the cloud side from Microsoft. That's all.
Okay, that is also similar to IACS or that is different?
No. That's what I'm saying. IACS from Informatica, this AWS, GCP, Azure and all different cloud providers. Okay.
Correct.
This is cloud providers. This IACS is the data integration providers. Okay. Different way.
Okay. ADF is not data integrator from Azure.
Yeah, we are using IACS. Okay. For the cloud data integration, we are collecting from different sources. IACS we are using for the data integration, and we are using Azure Data Factory for loading the data on the cloud. After that, they will do some, as I told, some recommendation system. They will apply some business logic. All this they will do it on the Azure Data Lake also. They will do it Azure Data Factory. Yes, we will see more concept by tomorrow. Yeah, I will take all your questions tomorrow also.
Sure. Okay. I have a question. When we are taking OLTP data through ETL, then do we direct store in the warehouse and do we store somewhere else?
No. Lot of different layers will be there. Okay, different layers will be there. So we are collecting the data from here. So might be here that the layers we have like a OLTP to OLAP, right? So we have the staging layer, then different layers will be there. It's based on their company. So they do have some 7 layers, 6 layers, 3 layers. Okay, semantic layer, data mart, all the layers will be having it. So each and every layers, they will have different logic. Okay, So from here to here, we will load it ETL. This is source, this is target. Then here to here, we will have the source and target. Then here to here, source and target. Like this, data will be moving from one stage to another stage. So it's not one single source and target stages. We have different stages.
Yeah. But RDBMS, you were saying the heterogeneous source. The RDBMS store the row and column, right?
Yeah.
Historical, SQL.
Yes. Yes. Here also then, rows and columns only.
Yeah. Then how the heterogeneous means heterogeneous comes image and some different.
No. Heterogeneous sources means Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, Salesforce.
Okay.
Right. SAP and different JSON file. Different file format, okay. Right? So that is the heterogeneous source system.
Okay. Yeah. And what is the batch processing? What is how they do
batch by batch processing? Like ETL process? If you take NEFT, if you do the NEFT, right, transfer, bank transfer, they will have the batches, right? So every half an hour they will have the batches. So if you then do NEFT now, so they will collect whatever last half an hour. They will do the intra bank RBI. They will make an entry. Then they will do the deposit on the respective banks, right? Different banks. So they will have some settlement. At the end of the day, they will have some settlement, but ETL batches will be running. That's what ETL batch processing.
Okay, then here, then we then running some job over here to batch processing.
Everything's like everything is scheduled automatic jobs. It will be on the cloud. ETL. Yes, ETL. Yes.
Okay.
That's what ETL process will have.
Okay.
Scheduled job, everything like automated way only. We are not doing any manual jobs here. So everything like automatic one.
Okay,
sir, I have some questions. Yeah. So first question is like normally in organizations, what is the minimum size in the OLTP side and OLAP side? And for availability, I mean for most of the availability, what are the replications possibly they do? Like
availability, availability. If you are going for any service providers, they will say like availability is 99.999 something they will give. If they are going to miss, they need to do the penalty. But for that, they need to pay some amount, right? That's what they're going for. Cloud system availability will be 99.999. But the size of the data warehouse, okay, so even if we have the transactional table, the transaction table itself, we have 3 TBs, 4 TBs and all. It will be OLTP. Like, OLAP side I'm saying. Okay, OLTP, we have very less size only. We have only 5 years of data. We'll have mostly like 5 years data only. After that, they will move this data to backup jobs. We'll have only recent current data only here. Okay, but all the say for my company is running for last 50 years, all the 50 years data will have it on the data warehouse side. Okay, got it.
Okay, so last 2 quarter, 3 quarter data will be in the OLTP system.
Yeah. No. See, this is for data, business process. Yes, this is for business processing. I will explain that one. Okay, so your question I will explain.
Okay.
So
and one more question. So what is the difference between cube and data mart?
Yeah, cube and data mart I will take in our next session, tomorrow session. We have that concept. Okay.
Okay.
So we have that concept. I will take data model, everything. Yeah.
Last one question is that like in batch processing, so we load the data in batch processing intraday, weekly, daily, nightly. Okay. So in that we just make sure like if we miss any data for the last last batch processing or for last week.
Yeah, that and all ETL process. I will explain that and all later. Okay. That and all ETL process. So that we have to handle it in our Informatica tool.
Okay.
So that is like how we are having the tables. And
actually, I was about to ask about the like what if we miss any data in the streaming, because in streaming
no, we will not miss any data. That's what. See, whatever the data is not available on the data lake, we will capture it. Okay, we will not miss any data. Missed data, we will capture it next batch. So definitely we will capture it. So if any data is updating, inserting, the audit columns will be there. So based on the audit column, we will pull the data from source.
You're going to sleep?
Okay.
Sir. Okay.
Okay, so yes, I will take rest of the questions. I will ask, I will take all your questions tomorrow, no issues. So today I have last day session for our current batch. I will join there, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you very much. So whatever the doubts you have, yes, please, we will continue tomorrow. I will have some questions on this, some quizzes tomorrow. Before joining the session, I will post the quiz and try to answer that quiz, okay? Online quiz. I will post it here itself in the session itself. You can answer it tomorrow. So just to go through that, all the whatever the terminologies we have seen today, right? So just to go through it, okay? Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all.